Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Hey!
We're here. We're late for a very important date. No time to say
hello, goodbye, we're late.
We just said hello. Say hello to us. We want to connect with you. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky. You know, I was just listening to a song while I was putting on my mascara, and the song, which Jason is the one that brought it to my attention, but it says, I may not face Goliath, but I have my own giants. Oh God, my God, I need you.
Oh God, my God,
I need you now.
I need you now.
We listen to praise music because it makes us feel good. But that one particular line,
it tears me up every time.
I may not face Goliath, but I've got my own giants. Don't we all have little obstacles, little challenges, little struggles, frustrations that we face day after day? I know that last night I had one. I had a little an inner tantrum. That's what I like to call it. And we all face these. It's just sometimes we don't want to talk about it. And here's the thing is I even told Jason, I said, I don't want to share it with you because I don't want you then to think that I am breaking down or that I've lost my confidence or that I'm having some sort of meltdown. I just need to get it out of me. I just need to get it out of me. And so what I did was I went over and I started writing on my journal. Now here's the thing. Some really dark thoughts came out. Some really dark thoughts came out on my journal. And that's where they belong. Is out of me. I don't want to carry them around. It's human to have thoughts. We all have 60,000 thoughts a day, and it is our choice as to which ones we want to hold on to. And when we put meaning to those thoughts, that's what causes emotions. Where we forget is sometimes we feel like we have all these emotions. And our emotions start driving our life. We forget that we have the choice of which thoughts to hold on to. Now, I was having thoughts last night that weren't serving me. They simply were not serving me. So by putting them on paper, vomiting them on the paper, I think you should always have someone to talk to, and I think I really think it should be your spouse or a best friend or a pastor. But Jason was the only one around last night, and I really didn't want to put the sludge on him, so my journal became my outlet.
Yeah, and a lot of times a journal is a great outlet, and it's a great filtering system to say, is this really how I feel, or is this something that is just kind of blocking me up and I need to see it and hear it kind of come out? Because when we get trapped up in our own way of thinking, so a lot of us tend to think, oh, I think differently.
Yes.
But you're still thinking differently in your own differently, if that makes sense. So you're trapped in your own sameness. It's just different than everyone else's. So you're trapped in your own silo of differentness. So you need to get it out of yourself so you can kind of see it and look at it from a different perspective.
It's almost like you start going down Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole, and you start seeing you start having feelings about your feelings. And because I was feeling this darkness, then I feel guilt and shame because that's not who I am. I am optimistic and positive, and I study mindset, and I've been studying mindset. I have a PhD in psychology, and I've been doing this for the last 8 years. So I think, oh my gosh, I can't do this. And so then I have feelings about feelings. I become guilty. I become embarrassed. I feel fraudulent. And that's normal. That is being human. And here's the flip side of that. When you are feeling imposter syndrome or fraudulent in some way. It means you have reached the edge of your comfort zone and you are teetering on vulnerability, which is where you need to be transparent. And that's where we become legends.
Yeah.
That's where we change the world. And that's where we impact people, is when you are right on the edge of your comfort zone. Think of a lion. Think of a lion. I don't know if you've ever read Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed. She's an awesome author, and she's been very transparent about her messiness that goes on inside her soul. She starts out the book, and actually I think it's a cheetah or a tiger. Are they all?
Don't be cheetah and the tiger.
Okay, yeah. I know they're all different, but it's one of those animals. And she talks about going to a zoo. And then all of a sudden this cheetah, I'm going to call it a cheetah now, starts to circle around its fence. And it doesn't circle in the middle. It circles around the outside. Because that's the animalistic part of us that wants to get outside our comfort zone, get outside our boundaries. And right outside the fence is where all the people are. And for the cheetah, that's meat. That's meat. That's opportunity. That's food. That's life. So, what I'm telling you, get outside your comfort zone. Get on the edge. Teeter on the edge, because that's where all of the opportunities start falling into your stratosphere, and you start believing that, oh my gosh, God is working for me, God is working through me, and He is. He is. It's just you need to get on the outside of that fence.
And a lot of times when you get out there, you're going to start telling yourself things that want to take you back to your comfort zone, because we all have this inner thermostat. So you're going to tell yourself things that are going to pull you back. But the quality of life is about the questions we ask. So what if? Like the what if questions. What if something amazing is over here? How can I explore out here? How can I experience what's waiting for me on the other side? So it's asking yourself those empowering questions that are going to move you in that direction. So when you think about complaining,
by the way, is what Bob Marley calls devil's prayers.
Yeah.
When you complain, you are sucking yourself into a negativity, and you are falling into what Bob Marley calls the devil's prayer.
So let's catch yourself when you're complaining and try to turn that into, all right, well, what can I do? What kind of question can I ask that's going to empower me through this? Because a complaint is a big jump backwards. That's all it is.
We fall back into what's comfortable. So that's what Jason was saying. We fall back into the patterns because that's comfortable. And just to wrap this up, because we're already at 8 minutes, thank you so much for joining us. For me, yesterday, and this seems to be a pattern of mine, when I teeter on the edge of greatness and what God has put me on this planet to do, which yesterday we had a keynote that was very, very important. And I nailed it. I was awesome. I crushed it, if I do say so myself.
You did.
However, I have this little voice inside me that is always saying, you could be better. You can connect with more people in the room. You can impact more lives. And there's always this standard that just keeps raising, which is a good thing, and it's what high achievers have. I just need a place to vent. I need a place to vent those feelings, get them out of my system, and that's me being human. It's me being human. And what I really want to say is sometimes right when I start reaching new levels of success, it's not comfortable. So what do? I shell back down and I go into what is comfortable for me, which is doubt, fear, and uncertainty. And that led me to depression. So do you see how right when I teeter on the edge of getting outside and reaching that new level of possibility? Sorry, Jason. By the way, what do you think of my pot heads? I made those while Jason was in Mexico. I'm so excited. I have a couple more to make there, but they got caught in the rain, so they're soaking wet. But as soon as I start hitting that edge of awesomeness, that's what I'm going to call it. And it just makes me breathe hard. If I'm not aware, I can shell back down, teeter back down. That's all we've got today.
Yeah. Well, it's a good day. So
it's
take
been
that,
a great day.
recognize when you're complaining and turn that into empowering questions that are going to lead you forward. Recognize when you hit that edge of awesomeness, catch yourself and celebrate that you're on that edge. Recognize it so you can set yourself a ledge instead of an edge of going backwards. And that way you can push off to keep going into the awesome direction.
A ledge instead of an edge. Instead of an edge.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Okay, so Kimberly says, I love your potheads. And Patrick says, I like the potheads. Yay. Well, come visit my house. They sit outside my door, and they are my welcoming committee so that people feel warm and fuzzy as soon as they walk into my door. It's just the hurricane got a hold of them. And so this is like the 7th time I've had to remake them. Hey, Rob Warren, he says, you guys look awesome. Have a great day. You're doing good things. That is true. And today we are meeting with Victoria Dumais, gratitude coach, and we're going to go over our power summit that we just put on. And if any of you want to get involved in next year's summit, you're going to need to do it early, because we are selling tickets quickly and it's a year in advance. So put it in the comments if you want to be here for next year. It's a retreat. It'll be a weekend. You can come to Orlando, spend the night in a nice hotel, and improve ourselves, get better together. How great is that?
That's fantastic. And just remember, if there's something you're not comfortable putting in the chat, you're always welcome to send us a direct message.
That's what we're here for. Love you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.